and that was a summation of the transient response and the steady state response. This was the total response of a complete response when you are considering a
Sir,
yes.
sir, can you be a bit louder?
Okay, actually the problem is we are in the admission department and here there are so many people there, that is why. So I will just try to pick up the voice. Okay, so when I'm talking about the complete response, am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Okay. So when I'm talking about the complete response of any circuit, so it is actually consisting of two parts. One is the transient response, another is the steady state response. Now, why do we call the transient response as the temporary part? This is because when I'm talking about the transient response, I am actually talking about your uh, a response that is entirely dependent upon your time. Okay, it is entirely dependent upon your time. So at a at a certain interval or after a certain period, this is sure that the transient response of the voltage that is dependent upon the time, that is going to die down, that is going to become almost less than 1% of the original value. So that is why that part is known as the temporary part, because after a certain period of time it is sure that that response we won't get anymore. But what is permanent is the steady state response. Okay, the permanent is the steady state response because this steady state response is entirely dependent upon the external excitation. The steady state response is dependent upon the external excitation, that is, till the excitation is present in the circuit, till the excitation is present in the circuit is going to give out or give that part of the voltage. Once you switch off that external excitation, automatically the steady state part gets eliminated. Okay, but as long as the external excitation is applied, till then you will get the steady state response. So that is known as the permanent part, and the transient response is known as the temporary part. Okay, so based on this, we actually find this time, and if we are taking the time to be up to infinity, so let's say at infinity we are deciding that the entire voltage will die down. So in the first day we talked about one thing, that when you are considering inductor, when you are considering an inductor at t equals to 0 plus, you remember at t equals to 0 plus we said that the inductor acts like an open circuit, and at t equals to infinity the inductor works like a short circuit. Similarly, the capacitor at t equals to 0 plus, that is just when you are switching on the circuit at that particular time, the capacitor acts as a short circuit, and at the end of the time period, that is, let's say t equals to infinity, the capacitor is working like an open circuit. So when I am talking about an open circuit, what will be the value of I0? What is the value of I0? The value of I0 is 0 because it's an open circuit. And at the initial condition, just when you are switching on, we are considering that it is a short circuit. So that is, the voltage will be almost equal to 0. So what you are getting, the expression for Vt is 1 minus, that is Vs into 1 minus e to the power minus t by t. Okay, so this is what you get the final expression as. This is what you get the final expression as, depending upon that the switch is changing its position at t equals to 0 plus. Right? So what we will do, we will first discuss about this figure or example 7.10, where we are going to calculate the total voltage at, or Vt, at t equals to 1 second and t equals to 4 seconds. For this circuit, we are going to calculate t equals to 1 second and t equals to 4 seconds. Okay. So let's say you have two positions of the switch. You have two positions of the switch, A and B. Okay, now this switch has been in position here for a long time, right? So at t less than 0, the switch will be in the A position. At t0 plus, this is turning, or this is moving towards B. This is moving towards B. Look at the question. It is said the switch in figure 7.43 has been in position A for a long time. At t equals to 0, the switch moves to B. Determine Vt for t greater than 0 and calculate its value for t equals to 1 second and 4 seconds. So this kind of a problem, we term this as a switching problem. This kind of a problem is a switching problem where there are options to reorient the circuit by changing the position of the switch. Okay, so this is an example of a switching circuit. This is an example of a switching circuit. Okay,
Sir, can
so
you again read these problems?
yes, I will just repeat this problem. See, what is a switching circuit? A switching circuit is where you have two terminals. That is, you can toggle the switch from one terminal to another. So for one particular your one particular junction or one particular port or one particular point, you have one kind of response, and when you switch the switch, that is when you switch it to the other terminal, at that point you get a different response. Okay, see, at both the point, if you are considering the switch at point A, if you are considering the switch at point A, at t equals to 0 minus, you are getting this part of the circuit. See, this is this part of the circuit. Okay, this is the circuit. And at this point, when it is toggling to point B, you are getting a different circuit. So this is the switching of the circuit. So this problem is stating that at t equals to 0, the time when we are considering the time, that is the first time we are considering, that is at t equals to 0, the switch is moving towards B. So before that, the switch is at A. The switch is at A before that, right? Okay. So at t less than 0. So what we are considering, see, please focus on this. This is at t less than 0. Okay. The switch is at position A because it has been said that at t equals to 0, the switch will move to B. So at t less than 0, the switch is at position A. Okay. So when it is t less than 0, I have already said, and I will write it here once again. Okay, I will write it here once again. So why I am taking this? So this is said the capacitor acts like an open circuit. Okay, so I am just writing this is T. Okay, this is L and this is C. Please follow this table. This will be helpful when you are applying this concept in your problems of gate. Okay, so we are making this. So what I said, at t less than 0, okay, this is the steady state condition. T less than 0 means we haven't applied the time constraint yet. So when you haven't applied the time constraint yet, that is, the transient response will not occur. Okay, so at t less than 0, this is only steady state condition. At t less than 0, it is only steady state condition. The inductor acts like an short circuit and the capacitor acts like an open circuit. Please note this table down. This will be helpful for your examination, that is for your gate. When you are applying this transient concept in gate problems, please follow this, that when t is less than 0, that is, this is the steady state condition, the inductor will be short circuited, the capacitor will be open circuited, because you haven't yet applied the time constraint. So that is, you are yet not getting the transient response that is entirely dependent upon your time, right? Next is t equals to 0 plus, that is at the interval when you have just switched on the switch. T equals to 0 plus is when you have just switched on the switch. Okay, so at this condition, what will be your value? What will be this L? Your L is becoming open circuit in this point, and this will continue till t equals to infinity. This will continue till, say, t equals to infinity. Okay, and your capacitor will act like an short circuit. Your capacitor will act like a short circuit. So this is t equals to 0 plus to t equals to infinity. Okay, to infinity. T equals to 0 plus to t equals to infinity. Please write this down. This will be helpful. T equals to 0 plus to infinity. The inductor will act like an open circuit. The capacitor will act like a short circuit, right? And at t equals to infinity, your transient has died down. Your transient is completely left out. So you at t equals to infinity as well, this is your steady state. You are getting only the steady state condition, and at this portion also your inductor will be short circuited and your capacitor will act like an open circuit. So when the transient has died down at t equals to infinity, the inductor starts to behave like a short circuit, the capacitor starts to behave like an open circuit. So please keep this note always in your mind. These are the small notes or small tricks that you need to apply when you are applying to problems of gate. That is, when t less than 0, the transient is yet not considered. So we are getting the entire steady state response of the circuit, and at this condition, your inductance will be considered as short circuit and the capacitance will be considered as open circuit. At t equals to 0 plus, that is just when you have switched on your switch, at that portion, your inductor will be open circuit, your capacitor will be short circuit. And at t equals to infinity, that is when again we are considering the steady state response, the inductor will be short circuit and the capacitor will be open circuit. So this ideology or this thing is very important when you are applying to problems of transients anywhere, for your exam, for your gate, for any unknown problem. This is necessary, right? Is this clear? This clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next, so what we have said, so when the switch has been toggled back to B, the switch has been toggled back to B only at time t equals to 0, right? So at t less than 0, right, the switch is at position A. At t less than 0, the switch is at position A. So at this particular time, the capacitor will act like an open circuit. This is what they are following. And the voltage, so at this portion at t equals to 0, only this portion of the circuit is active. This 4 kilo ohm and this 30 volt, they are not yet active. So this is what you are getting. And the capacitor is open circuit. The capacitor is acting like an open circuit to the DC supply. Okay, and the voltage across the capacitor, this will be same as the voltage across this resistance. These are parallel branches. So the voltage across this capacitor will be same as the voltage across this 5 kilo ohm resistance. Okay, so therefore by voltage division rule, we are getting the voltage across the capacitor as 15 volts. So we are calculating the voltage across this 5 ohm resistance. Therefore we can calculate the voltage across the capacitor. So at 0 minus, okay, or just as we have just toggled on the switch, just as we have just switched on the switch, that is the initial condition, the voltage is 15 volt. The voltage is 15 volt, right? Till this part, is it clear?
So it is before switching on the circuit, na?
Yes, at before at t less than 0, because at t
Okay,
equals to 0 you will get back to B, but at t less than 0 this part of the circuit is inactive, right? So we are
okay, sir.
considering this as the open circuit, so the voltage across this 5 kilo ohm will be the voltage across
Same
this
MP.
capacitor, so that is coming out as 15 volt, right? Next, at t greater than 0, at t greater than 0 the switch is at point B. This has been given in the question. At t greater than 0, that is at t equals to 0, you have changed the switch to terminal B. So at t greater than 0 the switch is in position B. So when the switch is in position B, I will just erase this part of the circuit. Okay, so what you are having, you have put this switch at B. Okay, so what you are getting is only this portion of the circuit, right? Because there is no connection with A, the circuit is incomplete, so this part of the circuit is becoming inactive, right? So what you are getting, only this portion of the circuit. Okay, so what is the initial voltage across the capacitor? This is 15 volt. What is your time constant? So when you are considering the switch is at B, the time constant tau is equal to RC. So here you have only one resistance, that is 4 kilo ohm. So this will be the value of R, because these are inactive now, because the A part of the circuit, that is the first part of the circuit, the connected to A terminal, that is become inactive, right? So this is 4 kilo ohm, this is 0.5 millifarad, and from that we are getting the value of tau. We are getting the value of tau.
Sir,
Yes.
so while switching on the circuit, why first circuit is inactive?
While switching on the circuit, see,
Yeah.
when the switch is at B, is there any connection with A? So then will this part will become an open circuit. You are only having one complete loop. This switch has toggled back to B. So this is A, say, and this is B. So you are having a circuit like this. I'm just drawing the circuit without the circuit components. Okay. See this, and you are having this as the simplified circuit. Okay. This is the simplified circuit. I will just draw it so that it is easy for you to understand. See, I have not drawn the circuit components, but this is what the structure looks like. Here, this is the 24 volt. Here will be the 3 kilo ohm. Here will be the 5 kilo ohm. There is the capacitance. This is the capacitance branch. Okay. Here is one resistance, and here is one voltage. So if you look at this part of the circuit, this is incomplete, because this switch initially was at here. At first condition, the switch was here, so the circuit looked quite like this. So the circuit looked so this is at t less than 0, and this is at t greater than 0. Okay, so at t less than 0, this was a complete loop, this was a closed loop, but this is an open loop, so no current flowing through this. So at this portion, we are calculating the voltage across this resistance, that will be the voltage across this capacitance, and that will be the initial voltage of the capacitance when you are just switching on the circuit. Now in this portion, this is your closed loop. This is the only closed loop that you are having. Is this a closed loop? This is not having any terminal, this is not having any junction point. So this is an open circuit, so there will be no current flowing through this. So you are just having this part as the flow of current or the closed loop. Do you get it?
Yes, sir, got it.
Okay, so this is why we are just considering here the resistance and here the capacitance to find out the time constant. So when we are doing this, the time constant is R into C. So we are getting this as tau as 2 seconds. Okay. So is this clear till now? Next we will talk about at t equals to infinity. Next we will talk about t equals to infinity. So at t equals to infinity, what did I say? What is capacitance? Open circuit. So as it's open circuit, no current is flowing through the capacitance once again. Okay. So at t equals to infinity, the voltage will be equals to 30 volt. At t equals to infinity, the voltage will be equals to 30 volt. So this was your initial expression, right? This was your initial expression which we got by derivation. So at V equals to infinity, there is no voltage across the capacitor. Okay. Okay. So your V infinity is written as 30. At V0 was the voltage across the capacitance just at t equals to 0, which was 15. That is the initial condition. This is termed as the final condition. This is again the final condition, e to the power minus t by 2. So this is your expression for Vt. This is the expression for Vt. Okay. Now when you put t equals to 1, you get the value at value. When you put t equals to 4, you will again get the value. So this is just putting the value of t equals to 1 and 4 in this circuit. But what is important is to identify the circuit loop, the closed loop, and the voltage. That is the initial voltage, the final voltage, the inductor, the capacitor conditions at that particular time instant, and you will be working with only these three sections. Whenever you are given a problem of this switching circuit, separately calculate the values for these three sections. One is t less than 0, one is t equals to 0 plus, that is just at the point of instant, that will give you the initial value, and t equals to infinity. So this will help you to finally find out the entire expression for Vt. See, is this problem clear to everybody? I'm just showing you the entire problem in your screen. So please everybody go through this problem and you can write it down as well. Okay. See if this is clear to everybody. So this is the concept of switching circuits. Please everybody see this.
So can you scroll it up a bit?
Yes, yes, sure. Scroll it up. I mean, you want to see the these portions.
Yes, yes, sir.
See, we just followed this technicality. That is when t less than 0, the only the steady state value. At t equals to 0 plus to infinity, the transient and the steady state value. At t equals to infinity, again the steady state value. Considering the conditions, open circuit, short circuit, open circuit for the capacitance. Same we will be doing when we do the RL circuit and its switching circuit. Okay. So this is the problem. Please everybody note it down. I think this is a good example of the switching circuit. That is why I wanted to show this. Okay, so let me know once you are done and you do not have any doubts. Please copy this down. This is important. This is very, very important whenever you are doing the problems of transients, and you will not find it written anywhere in like this in a tabular form. You will not find it anywhere written like this tabular form. So just for your easy access, you can write this table on your own. That will be helpful to you. This would be for your easy access so that you can just visualize and apply to the problems. Okay. Okay, everybody. Otonu, Bimbayon, or Itrika, is it okay? We will just move on to the next topic.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are moving on to the next topic then. I think you have everybody this. So just make this table. This will be for your easy access. That is why I am repeating this so many times. Okay. Now let's move on to the step response of an RL circuit. Okay, so everything is not necessary. I have just shared with you the PDFs, and once I go through these problems, I will give you this chapters as well. Chapters, the scan copy of these chapters as well. But the thing is that you do not need to go through all the things. Just focus on the topics that I am giving. And as I have said, I have once I go to the university, I think I will be going from Monday. So when I go to the university, I will just take the book from HOD sir. That is the original book of Abhijit Chakraborty sir. Abhijit Chakraborty sir has himself marked the problems there. Then that is present with HOD sir. I will let you know the problems from Abhijit Chakraborty sir's book, which you have to do for your examination purpose or for your GATE exam purpose. Okay. So till then, just have the concepts, try out your problems. I'll let you know which problems are most important for your exam. Okay, so next what we do, we move on to the step response of the RL circuit. So this is the last topic from the first order circuits. After this we will move on to the second order circuits. So this is the last topic from your first order circuits. When I'm talking about the step response of an RL circuit, when I'm talking about the step response, so again I am saying about the forced response. Remember, I am talking about the forced response. That is, the voltage source will either it will have zero state or it will have one state. That is, either it will be switched off or it will be switched on. Right? So therefore, the total current that you are getting, this you have already seen. That when I am talking about an inductance, when I am talking about an inductance, I am talking about the stored current in the inductance, because inductance, as you know, this is storing energy inside a magnetic field. So when is the magnetic field created, or how do you express the stored energy in a magnetic field? This is entirely based upon the current strength or the current stored in the inductor. So you see, the first thing is the total current. This will be the summation of I transient plus I steady state. I transient plus I steady state. Okay. So what is I transient? This you have already studied. For a source-free RL circuit, the transient response of I was I equals to A, that is the initial condition. You can term that as I0 as well, into e to the power minus t by tau. Okay, this you have already studied for a source-free RL circuit, and your tau was equal to L by R. This also you have studied. So this is the transient current response, and this is the time constant when you are considering just this transient part. What is the steady state part? So Vs is the voltage applied across the steady state part. Vs is the voltage applied across the steady state part. So when I'm talking about the steady state response, at that time the current will be Vs by R. At that time the current will be Vs by R. Okay. Now one thing you have to note here. That is, as I said previously, what at t equals to 0, the inductor is acting like an open circuit. At t equals to 0, the inductor is acting like an open circuit. So at t equals to 0, that is the initial condition for the inductance is that the initial current will be equal to 0, because at open circuit condition the current will be 0. So as I have said, at t equals to 0 plus, that is when you are just switching on the switch, or when you are just starting to analyze the circuit, at that particular time the voltage across it will be there for 0, and the entire source voltage will appear across R. The entire source voltage will be R. So you are getting the response as I equals to A into e to the power minus t by tau plus Bs by R plus Bs by R. Is this clear? This is A into e to the power minus t by tau plus Bs by R. Okay? Okay. So I think this is clear. So we will now determine the value of constant A. So if this inductor is having any stored current in it already, so that we are considering as I0. Separately, for this voltage source, it will not have any current, but it may have a stored current for itself. So that is I0, and that is equal to A plus Bs by R. A plus Bs by R. So if A is the initial condition, this is equal to I0 minus Bs by R. See, is this idea clear to you? Or I am just
Yeah, repeat
repeating.
again.
Yes, I am just repeating it. For the excitation voltage, there will be no current developed across the inductor, but the inductor can have some stored current initially, and that is we are considering as I0. Okay, so what will be this I0? This I0 will be summation of A, that is A we are suggesting that as any constant, or the initial constant or initial value, and this will be A plus Vs by R. What is Vs by R? This is the current that is developed across the resistance. So no current will be developed across the inductance due to this external source, but the initial value of this inductance value, or the current across the inductance, will be the stored current minus the current across the resistance. The stored current minus the current across the resistance. Okay. So this excitation voltage is not developing any extra current across the inductor. However, the stored current of the inductor is getting reduced by that amount of current which is flowing across the resistance. Okay, so this is the initial condition. So what is IT? IT is steady state current. plus the transient state current, and the transient constant is I0 minus ds by r. I0 minus ds by r. Okay, similar to the previous expression, this is what you are getting as the general expression. I infinity, that is the steady state, plus I0 minus I infinity e to the power minus t by tau, which is the transient state response. Okay, and this is how the current or the total response of the RL circuit with the initial circuit current or initial inductor current I0, you are getting this value. So you see, you will get a constant current Vs by R. So this value never decays to zero. This value never decays to zero. Is this clear? See, if there is any doubt, you can ask me. I'm just waiting. No issues
Sir,
with that.
graph part 1.
Graph part once. Okay.
Yes.
See, initially you had a voltage of I0. This is the initial stored current of the inductor, which is actually
Yes.
getting decreased, and finally at a particular time you will be left with only the steady state part at t equals to infinity. This transient state part will get zero. So at t equals to infinity, at transient state part, at transient time equals to infinity, you are only having this steady state response and not the transient response. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is it. So if your I0 is 0, that is if you are not having any stored current, if your I0 is 0, then at t less than 0, IT is equal to 0, and at t greater than 0, this is equal to Vs by R 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau, if I0 is 0. So please everybody go through this. Okay, I'll just take a phone call once. Just a minute. Anybody? Any questions? Any questions?
Sir, can you just recap this portion, sir?
Yes, which portion you just tell me?
Sir,
This
if
entire
I is
thing.
zero. No, no.
Then
Initial I current is 0, sir. If I0 is 0.
okay. That is, you are telling this portion, right?
Yeah.
This portion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will just tell you. See, what I was telling, that I0 is the stored current, is the stored current in the inductor. So let's say you are having, the inductor is initially not having any stored current. So that is your I0 will be equal to 0. So if you are talking about IT at t less than 0, you are not having any stored current. The switch has not yet been switched on, so you are not having any excitation voltage. So the total current will be equal to 0, which is the steady state response. Right? Am
Yes,
I
sir.
clear? But at t greater than 0, you see, what was your expression? This was your expression at t greater than 0. So at t greater than 0, that means up to t equals to infinity, just before t equals to infinity, from t0 plus to t less than infinity, say, your I0 is 0, this is 0. So if you take common Vs by R, that will be 1 Vs by R into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau. Vs by R into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
that is what you are getting as t greater than c. Okay, so this is what you are getting as the current expression. And what is your voltage expression across the inductor? V is equal to L di by dt. So you have got this di by dt, what you have got here, Vs by R into 1 minus e to the power minus e tau t tau by tau. You just do it L di by dt and you will get the expression of the voltage across the inductor. Please do it on your own. Just make differentiation di by dt. See, this portion will be 0. This is Vs by R minus Vs by R e to the power minus t by tau. So basically Vs by R, this is equal to 0, Vs by R, and this is coming out as Vs L by tau R e to the power minus t by tau. Just do this and you will get the voltage of P and the time constant as L by R. Right? This is just VL di by dt. So this is the concept of the step response or the forced response for an RL circuit. When I'm talking about an RL circuit with no initial inductor current, the current response is like this. This is increasing till Vs by R. Initial value is 0. This is increasing till Vs by R. And when I'm talking about the voltage response, this is decreasing till less than 1% of the initial value. So please follow these two graphs. This is the condition when there is no initial inductor current, and then when there is no initial inductor current, the current response will increase till the steady state value of Vs by R, and when there is, and the voltage response will decrease from Vs to less than 1% of the original source voltage. So please follow these two. See if there is any doubt regarding this. See if there is any doubt regarding these two. See, okay, is this clear? So this is for the initial condition. This is the current and the voltage response of the RL circuit when there is no initial inductor current. Okay. So in the next class, that is we are starting off at say 110. In that class, we will be discussing about the problems, or I will give you some problems to solve, which is related to this two things, which is related to this RL circuit and the RC circuit. Just a okay. So is this clear? Anybody is having any questions, you ask me, because this is important. First thing is the concept of open circuit, short circuit, steady state at t less than 0, at t greater than 0, that concept. And the second concept is what will be the circuit or the circuit element behave like? Will it behave like an open circuit? Will it behave like a short circuit? That topic or that point. This is important. So anybody is having any questions, you ask me. Priyanshu,
Yes, sir.
is there is any problem? I mean, you can ask me if there is any
No, sir.
doubt.
Till now, no doubts.
Okay. Devabroto?
No, sir, it's okay.
Okay. So what we are doing, so this is for I equals, this is for initial current 0, and I will just, there are some problems here, but we will not follow the problems here. We will in the next class, that is what we are having from 110, we will discuss the problems from this AK Chakraborty sir's book. Okay. So we are ending the class here. Just I will take the attendance. Just a minute. I will take the attendance, and then we rejoin at 1:10 in the other meeting. Okay, just a second. I will just take the attendance.